The Sun will transit into the sign of Taurus from May 15th to June 15th, 2026. It is essential to note that these interpretations are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. This is a very important monthly transit because Sun represents our confidence, authority, career direction, public image, father, health, vitality, and overall sense of purpose. Whenever Sun changes signs, the collective focus of people also changes. During this Taurus transit, attention naturally moves toward money, stability, practical goals, security, comfort, and long-term planning. Taurus is an earth sign ruled by Venus, so this period usually makes people think more seriously about finances, savings, lifestyle quality, and emotional security. Sun is not very comfortable in Taurus because Taurus belongs to Venus, which is considered an enemy planet to Sun in Vedic astrology. Because of this, many people may feel that progress comes slowly during this transit. Situations may demand patience, consistency, and realistic planning instead of quick action. At the same time, Taurus energy is highly practical, so this transit can help people become more grounded and disciplined in financial matters. Many individuals may become more focused on building wealth, improving business stability, purchasing valuable assets, reorganizing investments, or improving daily living conditions. This transit becomes especially important because Saturn is currently transiting Pisces and casting its aspect on Taurus where Sun will transit. Saturn's influence on the Sun can create pressure connected with responsibilities, career, government matters, authority figures, and health. Some people may feel mentally tired because responsibilities increase during this period. Delays in professional matters are also possible. Work pressure can rise and people may feel they are carrying more obligations than usual. Saturn's aspect also rewards discipline and maturity. Those who stay practical, patient, and organized during this transit can slowly create long-lasting results. Mercury will also enter Taurus on May 15th and remain there until May 29th before moving into Gemini. This creates a Sun-Mercury conjunction in Taurus for a significant part of the transit. In Vedic astrology, Sun and Mercury together form Buddha Aditya Yoga, which increases focus on communication, business, analytics, marketing, negotiations, and planning. This combination usually makes people mentally active and more interested in gathering information related to finance, career growth, and business expansion. Speech may become firm and authoritative during this time. People may become very direct in conversations, especially regarding money and responsibilities. An important feature of this transit is the sign exchange between Mercury in Taurus and Venus in Gemini. This exchange creates strong activity related to communication, trade, media, business networking, online work, marketing, and financial decision-making. Venus in Gemini also joins Jupiter for part of this transit, which increases social interaction, creativity, and opportunities to connect with influential people. Many people may become more active on social media, business platforms, or communication-based careers during this time. This can also support learning new skills connected with business, finance, content creation, teaching, counseling, or digital work. Jupiter's movement into Cancer on June 2nd will shift the overall energy toward emotional security, family matters, and long-term stability. Venus will also move into Cancer on June 8th, increasing emotional sensitivity and desire for comfort. The later part of this Sun transit may therefore feel softer and more emotionally driven compared to the first half, which looks more practical and business-oriented. Mars is currently transiting Aries during this period. Mars in its own sign gives courage, ambition, and competitive energy. This can help people take initiative in career matters and financial planning. Since Sun is under Saturn's aspect while Mars is strong, many people may internally feel impatient. There can be situations where individuals want fast progress but external circumstances force them to slow down. Because of this, frustration and anger management may become important themes during this transit. Impulsive financial decisions should be avoided. Rahu continues to transit Aquarius while Ketu remains in Leo. The sign ruled by Sunday Ketu in Leo can sometimes create confusion related to ego, recognition, and leadership. Some people may feel disconnected from appreciation or validation even after working hard. This transit may push individuals to redefine what success truly means for them. Rather than chasing external praise, many may focus more on practical security and inner stability. From a health perspective, Taurus rules the face, mouth, throat, neck, and food habits. During this Sun transit, people should pay attention to diet, sugar intake, throat-related issues, and stress-connected eating patterns. Since Taurus is connected with luxury and comfort, overeating or spending excessively for temporary emotional satisfaction may increase during this period. Maintaining discipline in food, sleep, and spending habits will become important. Overall, Sun transit in Taurus is not a dramatic or explosive transit. It is a slow, practical, and reality-based transit that pushes people to think seriously about stability, wealth, responsibilities, and long-term goals. Wherever the Sun goes in transit for 1 month, our soul and our focus go into things related to that house. A person will feel gravitated, motivated, or even forced to take up things related to the house where the Sun is moving. Likewise, if the Sun is transiting over any significant natal planets in your chart, especially your Moon, Mars, or Jupiter, those themes will activate prominently in your life. It's essential to look at dignity of planets to derive precise outcomes. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your Ascendant and Moon signs. The Ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the Moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current Dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining the Sun's Ashtakavarga score in Taurus. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Sun's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Sun Dasha periods may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Sun is moving into Taurus, and Taurus is your second house. This is where all the action unfolds for the next 1 month. The second house is the house of accumulated wealth, savings, family finances, liquid money, assets, and your speech. And Taurus, as a sign, is already built around these same themes. Taurus is the sign of hoarded wealth, luxuries, material comfort, and financial security. So when Sun enters Taurus and lands in your second house, you are essentially getting a concentrated dose of financial and material focus for the entire month. Your soul, your attention, and your drive are all pointed squarely at money, assets, and the question of whether your financial life is where you want it to be. Sun is the planet of authority, ego, personality, and ambition. In the second house, this energy translates into a very strong desire to be in control of your financial situation. You want to know exactly what you have, what you owe, and what you can build. There will be a push to review savings, examine investments, assess assets, and plan with more intention. If you have been casual about financial planning, Sun in your second house will not let you stay that way. It creates an inner urgency around wealth that is hard to ignore. Now, there is something important to understand here. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Sun and Venus are natural enemies in Vedic astrology. Sun does not feel fully at ease in Taurus. It wants to shine, lead, and dominate. But Taurus is a sign that moves slowly, values patience, and operates on comfort and pleasure rather than authority and fire. So what this means practically is that your financial efforts this month may not produce results as quickly as you would like. You may feel frustrated that despite your focus and energy around money, things are not moving at the pace you expect. This is not failure. It is the nature of Sun in an enemy sign. You need to put in more work here than usual, and results will arrive on Taurus time, which is slow but steady. The wealth you are seeking or reviewing will also have a quality rooted in the Taurus principle of luxury and comfort. You are not just thinking about basic survival money. You want abundance. You want to feel financially secure in a way that allows you to enjoy the finer things in life. Sun in Taurus pulls your aspiration toward a comfortable and prosperous lifestyle. The question is whether your current financial reality matches that aspiration, and this month you will be confronting that gap clearly. Your father or a paternal figure may play a role in your financial matters during this period. Sun always represents the father, and with Sun in the second house of wealth, it is possible that a financial conversation, a shared asset matter, or some family wealth discussion involving your father comes up. This could be advisory in nature, or it could be a direct financial interaction. Either way, the father money theme is worth noting. Now let us talk about the Sun and Mercury conjunction that is happening in your second house from May 15th to May 29th. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun, and this forms Sun-Mercury conjunction. For Aries individuals, Mercury rules your third house of communication and your sixth house of daily work and service. When Mercury joins Sun in your second house, the immediate effect is on your speech and communication style. The second house is the house of speech, and with both Sun and Mercury here, your words carry far more authority and weight than usual. You will be direct, assertive, and confident in how you express yourself. Your communication will have a fiery, sharp quality. In professional settings, this is a real asset. In family settings, be mindful that this same sharpness can come across as harsh or domineering. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your third house and Mercury in your second house form a sign exchange between the houses of communication and wealth. This connects speech, business effort, self-expression, and financial matters in a powerful way. It can improve earnings through communication, writing, sales, and networking, while also making your words more valuable and persuasive. Since Mercury rules your sixth house, there is also a strong connection between your daily work, your income-generating efforts, and the financial themes of the second house during this conjunction period. Your earnings are directly tied to your effort and your ability to communicate during this window. If your work involves writing, speaking, counseling, teaching, selling, or any form of verbal or written communication, this is a particularly productive 2-week window. Push forward on anything that requires you to make a case, present your value, or negotiate. The Mercury-Sun combination in the second house gives your professional voice real power. After May 29th, when Mercury moves on to Gemini, the Sun continues its transit in Taurus through your second house alone until June 15th. The communication energy softens, but the financial focus remains. Use the first half of the transit for active professional communication and financial discussions, and use the second half for consolidation and review. Saturn in Pisces is aspecting your second house during this entire transit. Saturn casts its third aspect onto Taurus from Pisces. This is a significant and somewhat heavy influence. Saturn in the second house environment means financial growth is not going to come freely or easily. There may be an unexpected expense that drains some of what you were trying to accumulate. A payment you were expecting might come in late. The financial progress you are working toward may face bureaucratic or structural delays. Saturn is not blocking the flow permanently, but it is slowing it down and demanding discipline. The lesson here is to spend wisely, avoid impulsive purchases, and work systematically. Saturn rewards structured effort in the second house. If you stay disciplined, what you build during this period has real staying power. Mars is currently in Aries, your own sign, which gives you strong physical energy and drive this month. This is a useful counterbalance to Saturn's heaviness. You have the stamina to push through the financial challenges and put in the work. Jupiter and Venus are in Gemini in your third house, which brings a pleasant energy to communication and short-term initiatives. Rahu in Aquarius in your 11th house keeps your desire for financial gains high. All of these are supporting factors, but remember, for this transit, the core story is Sun in Taurus in your second house, pushing you to take charge of your financial life with authority, discipline, and a clear vision of the prosperous and comfortable life you are working toward. For Taurus, when Sun enters Taurus, it enters your own sign. Taurus is your first house, the house of self, body, personality, and the way you move through the world. This is one of the most personally significant transits of the year for you because when the Sun arrives in your own sign, it illuminates everything about you. Your sense of self, your identity, your health, your physical presence, and your life direction all come under Sun's spotlight for this entire month. Sun is the planet of the soul, the ego, authority, and vitality. When it transits your first house, you feel a surge of self-awareness and personal energy. There is a desire to be seen, to be recognized, and to establish yourself clearly in the eyes of others. You naturally move toward the center of attention during this period, not necessarily by trying to, but simply because Sun in the first house radiates outward and people notice. Now, since the first house here is Taurus, Sun is transiting through an enemy sign. Venus rules Taurus and Sun and Venus are natural adversaries. This is an important detail for your experience of this transit. While you feel the energy and the spotlight, Sun is not fully comfortable in Taurus. The result of this tension shows up in a very specific way. Sun wants to lead, assert, and shine boldly. Taurus wants to stay grounded, move slowly, accumulate quietly, and enjoy comfort. These two impulses pull against each other throughout this transit. You may feel moments of high confidence followed by a kind of stubbornness or inertia that holds you back. The key is to use the Taurus quality of patience to channel Sun's ambition into steady, productive action rather than impulsive declarations. The Taurus themes of wealth and material comfort will also be strong in how this transit expresses through your first house. When Sun shines on Taurus, it puts the desire for financial security and luxurious living right at the forefront of your personality. You are not just thinking about money in the abstract. You are feeling it personally. Your self-worth during this period becomes linked to your financial standing. If your finances are in good shape, you feel confident and powerful. If they are not, Sun in Taurus will make that discomfort feel very personal. This is actually a useful motivator. Use it to take real steps toward improving your financial position rather than letting it sit as anxiety. Sun also represents your health in the first house transit. The body comes into sharp focus. You may notice energy fluctuations, become more aware of a recurring health concern, or simply feel pushed to improve your physical routines. This is a good month to take care of your body, not ignore it. Since Sun rules your fourth house for Taurus individuals, with Leo falling there, there is also a connection to home, mother, and property. The soul energy this month has a dual focus, your personal identity on one hand and your home and emotional foundation on the other. Real estate matters, your mother, or something related to your domestic life may require attention and will feel personally significant. Mercury is also transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, and this forms Sun-Mercury conjunction right in your first house. For Taurus individuals, Mercury rules your second house of wealth and your fifth house of education, creativity, and intelligence. This conjunction in your first house is genuinely powerful. Mercury's presence alongside Sun means that during this window, your intelligence is sharpened, your communication becomes particularly effective, and the themes of wealth and creativity flow directly through your personality. You become naturally persuasive. You express yourself with a clarity and confidence that people respond to positively. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your second house and Mercury in your first house form a sign exchange between self and wealth. This strengthens your voice, your confidence, your financial awareness, and your ability to turn personal talent into income. It can make you more convincing, more expressive, and more attractive in both family and money-related matters. The second house rulership of Mercury here is especially relevant. Sun is already in Taurus, the sign most associated with wealth and assets, and Mercury as the second house ruler is sitting right alongside it in your own sign. Your personal presentation and your financial thinking are completely aligned this month. If you are a professional whose income depends on how you come across, how you speak, or how you negotiate, this 2-week window from May 15th to May 29th is one of the better windows of the year for you. Put yourself in front of the right people. Speak your value clearly. The words will land. The fifth house connection through Mercury also adds creative and intellectual richness to this transit. You may find yourself generating ideas rapidly, engaging in stimulating conversations, or feeling an urge to express yourself creatively. Writing, teaching, content creation, or any intellectual output benefits during this conjunction. Saturn in Pisces aspects your first house through its third aspect from Pisces, which sits in your 11th house. Saturn casting its aspect on your first house during this Sun transit is a grounding and somewhat testing force. It says that despite Sun's confidence and Taurus's desire for comfort and luxury, reality requires effort and responsibility. There may be moments this month where you feel weighed down, or where the ambitious energy of Sun in your first house meets a wall of practical obstacles. Do not interpret this as failure. Saturn in the 11th aspecting the first is asking you to earn your position through consistent effort, not just bold self-expression. Venus and Jupiter are in Gemini in your second house during this period, which is a genuinely positive support for your finances and family happiness. Jupiter expanding the second house adds optimism and some financial opportunity around family or income. Mars and Aries in your 12th house is something to watch for health expenditure and unnecessary spending. Keep this Sun transit season firmly focused on what it is truly about for you, stepping into your own light, owning your financial goals, and presenting your best, most grounded self to the world. For Gemini, Sun is moving into Taurus, and Taurus is your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of expenses, losses, foreign lands, isolation, spirituality, sleep, behind-the-scenes activity, and things that are hidden from the public eye. When Sun, the planet of authority, visibility, and vitality, moves into the 12th house, there is an unmistakable shift toward matters that are private, internal, or costly. This is not a transit where you are meant to be loud and visible. Sun in the 12th house pulls your energy inward. Now add to this the Taurus quality. Taurus is a sign deeply associated with wealth, assets, luxury, and financial accumulation. In the 12th house, these Taurus themes take on a very specific character. Wealth goes out. Money is spent. Assets may be tied up in something invisible, locked in a foreign account, invested in something you cannot access immediately, or simply flowing outward through expenses faster than you would like. The 12th house is not where you accumulate. It is where you release. And with Sun, the planet of authority and self-expression, sitting here in Taurus, there is a tension between wanting to hold on to financial security and the natural pull of the 12th house to let things go. Practically, expenses are the dominant financial theme this month. You may find yourself spending more than usual on comfort, luxury, travel, medical matters, or on things related to foreign lands or institutions. Taurus loves beautiful, comfortable things, and in the 12th house, this translates to spending on pleasures that are somewhat hidden or personal. A hotel stay, a spa visit, purchases made privately, or investments in your personal comfort and rest all fall under this influence. There is nothing inherently wrong with this, but you should be conscious of where your money is going because the 12th house is notorious for making spending invisible until you look at the final number. Sun in the 12th house can also create a dip in public energy and visibility. If you have been trying to stay prominent or push forward professionally, you may feel a kind of resistance or withdrawal during this transit. Your energy turns inward. You may prefer solitude, quiet work, or environments away from crowds. This is actually natural and healthy for a 12th house Sun transit. It is a time for rest, reflection, and work that does not require the spotlight. Foreign connections are another major theme. The 12th house governs foreign lands, and Sun, the planet of authority and sole focus, drawing your attention here means that something related to a foreign country, an overseas person, or a distant place may become relevant this month. It could be a financial transaction, a professional opportunity, a legal matter, or simply communication with someone abroad that takes up significant mental bandwidth. Mercury is also transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 12th house. For Gemini individuals, Mercury is your first house lord, ruling both your first and fourth houses. Having your own planet in the 12th house alongside Sun is an important feature of this transit. The first house lord in the 12th house is a classic indicator of a period where your energy and focus are directed away from your immediate environment and toward things that are hidden, foreign, or behind the scenes. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your first house and Mercury in your 12th house form a sign exchange between self and the hidden, private, and spiritual side of life. This can bring charm with a quiet or reflective quality, and it can also connect personal expression with rest, retreat, foreign links, and behind-the-scenes work. It gives your personality a softer and more private depth. Your mind during this Mercury-Sun conjunction in the 12th will be extraordinarily active in private ways. You may be working on something that you have not yet revealed to others. A plan, a project, a creative work, or a business strategy that is still in development. The 12th house is actually excellent for deep thinking and behind-the-scenes preparation. Mercury here gives you sharp intellectual capability for research, investigation, and work that requires solitude and concentration. The fourth house rulership of Mercury adds a layer around home and mother. There may be something involving your home situation or your mother that is being handled quietly or privately during this period. A property matter that is still under negotiation, or a home-related plan that is not yet public, fits this combination well. One thing to be aware of during the Mercury-Sun conjunction in the 12th is the tendency toward mental fatigue and sleep disturbance. Too much private mental activity, especially with Sun's fiery brightness combined with Mercury's hyperactive thinking, can disrupt your rest. Taurus energy in the 12th house should remind you that sleep, rest, and bodily comfort are genuinely important this month. Do not sacrifice sleep for mental output. Saturn in Pisces sits in your 10th house and aspects Taurus, your 12th house, through its third aspect. Saturn casting its eye on your 12th house during this Sun transit adds a disciplining and constraining force to the expenses and behind-the-scenes matters. This can actually be helpful. Saturn in the 10th aspecting the 12th means that professionally, there are structures and responsibilities keeping you from going too far off course. It puts a practical limit on unnecessary spending and reminds you that foreign ventures or spiritual detours need to be grounded in reality. Venus and Jupiter are in Gemini right in your first house during this period, which is a beautiful offset to the otherwise introspective and costly 12th house Sun transit. Your outer personality and social presence are genuinely attractive and optimistic right now despite the inward pull of the Sun transit. People like being around you even as you prefer quiet. Mars in Aries in your 11th house keeps your professional network active and income desires alive. For Gemini, this transit month is about working quietly, managing expenses wisely, and using the depth of the 12th house to prepare for the visibility that will come once Sun moves on. For Cancer, Sun is entering Taurus, which is your 11th house. The 11th house is one of the most celebrated houses in astrology. It is the house of gains, income, rewards, fulfillment of desires, social networks, recognition from your professional circle, and elder siblings. When Sun transits the 11th house, it activates all of these themes with authority and intention, and for the next 1 month, financial gains and professional recognition become the central focus of your life. Sun is the planet of authority, soul direction, and ambitious energy. When it enters the 11th house, the soul is pointed at accumulation, recognition, and the realization of goals. This is a productive and outwardly rewarding placement for Sun compared to houses like the 6th, 8th, or 12th. The energy here is expansive rather than restrictive. You will feel naturally motivated to network, to put your name in front of influential people, and to pursue the financial and professional rewards you have been working toward. Now, Taurus being the sign through which this transit happens adds a very specific flavor. Taurus is the sign of hoarded wealth, material accumulation, luxurious assets, and financial stability. Sun transiting through this sign in your 11th house means that the gains you pursue this month are not abstract. You want real, tangible financial improvement. You want money in the bank, assets in your name, and a lifestyle that reflects abundance. The Taurus energy in the 11th house drives you toward gains that feel solid and lasting, not just temporary recognition. Sun rules your second house for Cancer. This is very significant. The second house is the house of wealth and accumulated savings. When the second house lord, which is Sun, transits the 11th house of income and gains, classical astrology identifies this as one of the most direct indicators of financial earnings. The lord of your wealth house is now sitting in your house of gains. Whatever house lord combinations astrology can offer for financial activity during a transit, this is one of the better ones. Money, wealth building, and financial growth are genuinely activated this month. Since Taurus is ruled by Venus and Sun is in an enemy sign here, the gains will not arrive without effort. Sun in Taurus is not a planet in comfortable territory. It wants to assert itself, but Taurus is a slow, fixed sign that does not respond quickly to forceful energy. This means financial opportunities may be visible but somewhat slow to materialize. You may feel that the gain is right in front of you but requires patience and sustained effort to actually land. Avoid frustration and stay consistent. Taurus rewards those who do not give up on the slow grind. The father or a father figure may also be connected to financial or professional gains during this transit. Since Sun always carries the energy of the father, and Sun is in the 11th house of gains, it is possible that a paternal figure plays a role in creating an opportunity, providing guidance about income, or that a financial matter involving your father becomes relevant. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 11th house. For Cancer individuals, Mercury rules your 12th house and your 3rd house. When Mercury joins Sun in the 11th house, your networking and professional communication becomes sharper and more authoritative. The conversations you have in your professional circle during this period carry weight. You are persuasive, direct, and intelligent in how you articulate your value and your ideas. The Sun-Mercury conjunction makes your voice a tool for gaining recognition and income. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 12th house and Mercury in your 11th house form a sign exchange between private matters and gains, networks, and ambitions. This can bring benefits through friends, online communities, foreign contacts, and private communication. It may also connect love or spending with social circles and long-term goals. The 12th house connection through Mercury introduces a foreign element to your gains. There may be earnings connected to foreign clients, overseas transactions, or some kind of international work that surfaces during this 2-week conjunction window. The third house link adds communication as the vehicle for those gains. You are earning through your words, your proposals, your outreach. Do not sit quietly during the Mercury-Sun conjunction period. This is the time to actively communicate with your network, send those proposals, follow up on opportunities, and put your name out there. The universe is more receptive to your voice right now than usual. After Mercury moves on to Gemini on May 29th, Sun continues through Taurus alone in your 11th house. The communicative sharpness dims somewhat, but the financial and gain-oriented focus of Sun in the 11th continues until June 15th. Use the second half of this transit to consolidate the connections and opportunities that opened in the first half. Saturn in Pisces is in your 9th house, and its third aspect lands directly on Taurus, your 11th house. This Saturn influence isn't important. It says that the gains indicated by this transit will come with conditions. Easy shortcuts will not produce results. Gains that require hard work, discipline, and responsible professional conduct are the ones that actually materialize under Saturn's watching eye. There may be delays in receiving payments or recognitions that seem overdue. Saturn stretches timelines. But what Saturn allows through disciplined effort is solid and real. Mars in Aries in your 10th house is actually excellent for career activity and ambition during this period. It gives you the drive to perform professionally, which directly supports the gain-seeking energy of the Sun transit in your 11th. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini in your 12th house add a spiritual and expansive quality behind the scenes. Overall, for Cancer individuals, this is one of the more financially encouraging Sun transits of the year. Stay active, communicate well, and maintain discipline around your financial goals. For Leo, Sun is your first house lord, the ruler of your sign, that governs your entire personality, body, and life direction. And it is now transiting Taurus, which for Leo falls in your 10th house. The 10th house is the house of career, status, professional reputation, public image, authority, and your achievements in the world. Your own planet entering the house of career is one of the most career-focused transits you can have in a year. For one full month, your soul, your ego, your authority, and your personal ambition are all channeled directly into your professional life. Sun is the king, and the king has walked into the throne room of your chart. This is where Sun belongs from a results perspective, because the 10th house is the house of kings and people in authority, and Sun represents exactly that energy. You will feel compelled to make moves in your career, to be seen in your professional world, to assert your position, and to demonstrate your capabilities. This is not just ambition in your head. The energy of this transit genuinely increases your visibility in your professional environment. Practically, this means that people in positions above you are more likely to notice your work. If you have been waiting for a promotion, a recognition, or a better professional role, this is a period when those conversations have a greater chance of going in your favor. The key is to actively put yourself in those conversations. Sun in the 10th house does not work through quiet waiting. It works through presence, assertion, and demonstrating authority. Do not shrink from taking on leadership during this transit. Step into it deliberately. Now, there is a complication worth understanding. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Sun and Venus are natural enemies. Sun in Taurus means Sun is working in someone else's territory, and that territory belongs to its adversary. For your career this month, this tension manifests as possible friction with people who represent Venusian qualities, creative professionals, female colleagues, clients who are focused on aesthetics or luxury, or anyone whose way of working is more pleasure-oriented and less authority-driven. There may be a creative disagreement, a clash of values, or a situation where your natural Leo boldness runs up against someone who wants a softer, more collaborative approach. Handle these moments with awareness. The goal is to achieve results, not to win every argument. Sun in Taurus also connects the 10th house to financial themes because Taurus is the sign of wealth and assets. During this transit, your career becomes closely linked to your financial aspirations. You are not just seeking status for its own sake. You are seeking a professional position that also brings financial rewards, stability, and the kind of comfortable, prosperous lifestyle that Taurus represents. Salary negotiations, discussions about professional compensation, or career moves that promise better financial outcomes are all on the table this month. The father figure is also a significant presence in career matters during this transit. Sun represents the father, and when the first house lord moves into the 10th house, the father, a mentor, or an authority figure who acts like a father may play a role in your career advancement. Their guidance, their connection, or even the standards they set for you may influence your professional choices this month. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 10th house. For Leo individuals, Mercury rules your 2nd house of wealth and your 11th house of income and gains. This conjunction in the 10th house is genuinely excellent for career-driven communication and financial outcomes. You are articulate, sharp, and authoritative in professional conversations. Presentations, negotiations, pitches, interviews, any professional interaction during this window is going to land with greater impact than usual. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 11th house and Mercury in your 10th house form a sign exchange between career and gains. This is one of the best practical combinations in the whole transit because it links professional visibility with income, recognition, and network-based success. It can support promotion, public approval, business growth, and useful career conversations. The 2nd and 11th house rulership of Mercury directly connects your career communication to money and gains. When you speak well in your career right now, the financial outcome follows. If you are in sales, media, education, content, law, or any field where your verbal or written output determines your income, this Mercury-Sun conjunction period is genuinely one of the better windows of the year to push forward. Get in front of the right people, make your case, and do not undervalue your contribution. Saturn in Pisces is in your 8th house for Leo, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 10th house. Saturn aspecting your career house is a serious influence. It tests your career advancement with delays, bureaucratic hurdles, or power dynamics that require you to be patient and persistent. A promotion may be acknowledged but delayed. A career move may require more steps than expected. Saturn in the 8th aspecting the 10th also hints at hidden resistance, someone in the workplace who is not openly opposing you but is quietly creating obstacles. Navigate professional politics carefully this month. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini in your 11th house is a strong support for financial gains alongside career effort. Mars in Aries in your 9th house brings luck and boldness to higher initiatives. Overall, for Leo individuals, this is a career transit that demands your full professional engagement. Sun is your planet, and it is in your career house. Show up fully, speak with authority, and the month of May 15th to June 15th can be a genuine turning point in your professional narrative. For Virgo, Sun is entering Taurus. Taurus is your 9th house. The 9th house is one of the most important and auspicious houses in astrology. It governs luck, divine fortune, higher education, long-distance travel, your father, teachers, philosophy, and the broader expansion of your life beyond your immediate environment. When Sun transits the 9th house, your soul is drawn toward a larger vision of life, toward growth, expansion, and the kind of fortune that comes from aligning with something higher than your daily routine. Sun in the 9th house gives you a natural authority in the domain of knowledge and wisdom during this period. You feel like a teacher, a guide, an authority in your field. People may look to you for direction and expertise. There is a natural gravitation towards sharing what you know, whether through formal teaching, writing, speaking, or simply becoming the person others consult. This quality of Sun in the 9th is one of its most positive expressions because authority here is expressed through wisdom rather than ego alone. Now, Taurus is the sign through which this 9th house energy flows, and this adds a materially grounded quality to the transit. Taurus is a sign of wealth, luxury, and tangible assets. In the 9th house, this translates into fortune that is rooted in real, material terms. You are not just seeking philosophical expansion. You want fortune that translates into financial security, tangible prosperity, and the kind of comfortable life that Taurus represents. Your lucky breaks this month are likely to involve financial benefit or the opportunity to increase your material security in some meaningful way. The tension of Sun in an enemy sign applies here too. Taurus is Venus-ruled, and Sun in Taurus has to work harder to express its authority. In the 9th house context, this means that luck does not simply fall in your lap. The fortune of the 9th house during this transit requires you to take initiative, put in effort, and actively seek out the higher opportunities available to you. Sitting back and waiting for luck to arrive will not work as well as it might during a more comfortable Sun transit. Go toward the opportunity. Travel if it calls you. Reach out to the mentor or expert who can advance your goals. Make the move toward higher education or a certification if it has been on your mind. Sun rules your 12th house for Virgo since Leo falls there. The 12th house represents foreign lands, expenses, spirituality, and isolation. When the 12th house lord is in the 9th house, foreign connections and long distance or international matters become linked to your luck and fortune. There is a real possibility of a foreign trip, a connection with someone from abroad, or a professional or academic opportunity involving another country becoming relevant this month. The 9th house connects distant lands from a philosophical and educational standpoint, and the 12th house lord here reinforces that foreign dimension. If travel abroad is possible, this transit supports it strongly. Father is a deeply significant presence during this transit. Sun rules the father in Vedic astrology, and Sun in the 9th house, which itself represents the father and paternal legacy, doubles this emphasis. A connection with your father, guidance from a father figure or mentor, or simply time spent thinking about your father's influence on your life direction is likely this month. If you have been seeking a mentor or guide in your professional or spiritual life, this is a favorable time for that connection to form. Mercury is also transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 9th house. For Virgo individuals, Mercury is your first house lord and also rules your 10th house of career and status. The fact that your first house lord is joining Sun in the 9th house is particularly significant. It connects your personal identity and your career directly to the themes of luck, higher learning, and foreign connections. During this 2-week window, you are at your intellectual sharpest. Your ability to communicate complex ideas, navigate higher education, manage professional relationships with authority figures, or present yourself as an expert is significantly elevated. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 10th house and Mercury in your 9th house form a sign exchange between career and higher wisdom. This can make your professional image more intelligent, articulate, and respected. It also connects education, teaching, publishing, and long-distance or foreign themes directly with your career progress. The 10th house connection through Mercury means that career advancement during this period may come through educational qualification, a fortunate professional connection, or an opportunity linked to travel or foreign involvement. Your words carry the weight of your professional reputation right now. Any communication you put out in an official or professional capacity will make a strong impression. Saturn in Pisces is in your 7th house for Virgo individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 9th house. Saturn aspecting your 9th house during this Sun transit is a reality check on luck and fortune. Things that look like they are about to open up may take longer than expected to fully materialize. Father-related matters may carry some responsibility, or weight rather than being purely joyful. Travel plans may face logistical delays. Saturn's influence here also ensures that whatever fortune you do receive this month is earned and real. It filters out false opportunities and leaves you with what is genuinely valuable. Mars in Aries in your 8th house brings some intensity to hidden matters and joint finances. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini in your 10th house are supporting your career with optimism and charm. Overall, for Virgo individuals, this Sun transit through your 9th house is one of growth, expansion, and fortunate connections that carry a material benefit. Step into the role of the knowledgeable, authoritative person this transit is calling you to be. For Libra, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 8th house. The 8th house is one of the most complex houses in astrology. It represents sudden events, transformation, joint finances, shared assets, inheritance, loans, insurance, hidden knowledge, research, occult, and the deeper mysteries of life. When Sun, the planet of authority, ego, and vitality, moves into the 8th house, the tone of the transit is intense, investigative, and sometimes disruptive. This is not a transit where things move smoothly on the surface. The energy here goes deep. The combination of Sun and Taurus in the 8th house creates a specific focus on joint finances and shared assets. Taurus is the sign most associated with wealth, savings, and material accumulation. In the 8th house, this financial energy takes on a shared or hidden quality. You may find yourself dealing with money that involves someone else, insurance matters, loan paperwork, a partner's finances, inheritance-related documentation, or a business account that requires management. Whatever the specific scenario, the underlying theme is that financial matters involving others or involving legally shared resources are in focus this month. Sun rules your 11th house for Libra since Leo falls there. The 11th house represents gains, income, and the fulfillment of desires. When the 11th house lord, the planet of your gains and rewards, moves into the 8th house, gains during this period may come through unconventional channels. A sudden financial inflow from an unexpected source is possible. This could be a bonus, an inheritance-related payment, an insurance settlement, or even a financial benefit through a partner's resources. The 8th house gains do not come through standard linear effort. They come through transformation, through handling something that most people find difficult or uncomfortable. The 8th house also brings challenges. Sun in the 8th house is not a placement of ease. It can bring sudden disruptions, especially related to gains, professional networks, income flow, and long-term ambitions since Sun rules your 11th house. There may be an unexpected change in your professional situation, a sudden end to something, or a surprise that forces you to adapt. The key understanding here is that the 8th house is the house of transformation. Endings here always precede new beginnings. Do not resist the change that this transit initiates. Navigate it consciously, and you will emerge from this month stronger and more resourceful. Taurus being an enemy sign for Sun adds another layer of difficulty to this 8th house transit. Sun is already in the challenging 8th house, and now it is also working in adversarial territory. This means the authority, ego, and vitality that Sun normally expresses will face more friction than usual. There may be situations this month where your usual confidence and assertiveness do not produce the expected results. This is not permanent. It is the nature of Sun in Taurus in the 8th. Working harder and being more persistent will ultimately produce the results. Health deserves careful attention during this transit. The 8th house governs chronic health matters and longevity, and with Sun, the planet of vitality, moving through this house, existing health concerns may surface more prominently. Address them proactively. Do not delay medical attention if your body is signaling something. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 8th house. For Libra individuals, Mercury rules your 9th house of luck and higher education, and your 12th house of foreign lands and expenses. Mercury in the 8th house alongside Sun sharpens your mind for research, investigation, and penetrating analysis. If your work involves research, psychology, astrology, finance, law, or any field that requires digging beneath the surface, this is actually a productive window. Your ability to uncover what is hidden, to find the truth in complex situations, and to communicate about difficult subjects with authority and clarity is elevated. During this conjunction, from May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 9th house and Mercury in your 8th house form a sign exchange between wisdom and deep transformation. This can bring meaningful conversations, deeper insight, research-minded thinking, and a stronger link between philosophy and hidden matters. Travel, study, and inner growth may all become intertwined. The 9th house connection through Mercury means there could be a foreign legal matter, an overseas financial transaction, or a documentation matter involving a foreign entity during this period. The 12th house link adds the dimension of expenses tied to foreign matters. Be thorough with any official documentation you handle this month. Read everything carefully before signing or submitting. Saturn in Pisces is in your 6th house for Libra individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 8th house. Saturn in the 6th house gives you stamina and disciplined work energy for day-to-day challenges. Saturn aspecting the 8th house adds a controlling influence on the transformative and disruptive energy of this Sun transit. Rather than experiencing sudden events as chaotic shocks, Saturn's aspect can help you handle them in a structured, measured way. It is as if Saturn is saying that while disruption may come, it will be manageable if you stay grounded and systematic. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini in your 9th house provide a protective and fortunate backdrop to this intense transit. This is an important buffer. Jupiter in the 9th is one of the best placements for overall luck and divine protection. Mars in Aries in your 7th house brings some friction in relationships. Overall, for Libra individuals, this transit demands resilience, deep focus, and the willingness to deal with what lies beneath the surface of life. Meet it with the same thoroughness and the same investigative clarity that Sun and Mercury together in the 8th house are offering you. For Scorpio, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 7th house. The 7th house is the house of partnerships, committed relationships, marriage, business agreements, legal dealings, open enemies, and the way you engage with the world through one-on-one interactions. When Sun transits the 7th house, the soul's focus for the month shifts entirely into the area of relationships, collaborations, and how you show up in partnership with another person. Sun brings authority, ego, and a desire to be in control wherever it goes. In the 7th house, this energy enters the space of your relationships and partnerships. There is a heightened focus on your most important one-on-one connections this month. Whether that is a spouse, a business partner, a significant client, or a close collaborator, this person becomes the center of your attention and your energy during this transit. The quality of that relationship, the balance of power within it, and whether it is meeting your needs are all coming into clear view. Taurus is the sign through which this 7th house energy flows, and Taurus is a sign of wealth, luxury, stability, and material comfort. When the 7th house is in Taurus and Sun transits through it, your partnerships carry a strong financial and material dimension. Business dealings, contracts, and agreements about shared resources are at the forefront. If you have been in discussions about a business deal, a financial partnership, a contract negotiation, or any formal agreement involving another party, this is a very active period for those matters. The Taurus energy wants these partnerships to be stable, financially sound, and built for the long term. Sun rules your 10th house for Scorpio since Leo falls there. The 10th house is your house of career, public reputation, and professional authority. When the 10th house lord transits the 7th house, it creates a direct connection between your career and your partnerships. Practically, this month your professional progress is closely tied to a partner, a client, or a collaborator. Career advancement is likely to come through or in conjunction with another person rather than through solo achievement. If you are a business owner, this is an excellent time to work on key client relationships, close important deals, or formalize a business collaboration that has been in discussion. Sun in an enemy sign Taurus in the 7th house also brings a potential ego friction into relationships. Sun wants to lead and assert authority, but the 7th house requires mutual respect, give and take, and acknowledgement of the other person's contribution. Sun's presence here can sometimes tip into dominance, where you feel more invested in being right than in maintaining harmony. In business partnerships, this can derail negotiations. In personal relationships, it can create unnecessary tension. Be deliberate about checking your ego at the 7th house door this month. The father or an authority figure may become relevant to a partnership matter. Sun in the 7th house connected to the 10th house lord can bring a situation where a senior professional, a paternal figure, or a respected authority plays a role in a relationship or business dynamic this month. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 7th house. For Scorpio individuals, Mercury rules your 8th house of joint finances and hidden matters, and your 11th house of gains and networks. When Mercury joins Sun in the 7th house, your partnership communication becomes sharply intelligent and authoritative. Negotiations, discussions about shared finances, legal conversations, and even sensitive relational topics are handled with remarkable clarity during this window. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 8th house and Mercury in your 7th house form a sign exchange between intimacy, shared resources, and partnerships. This can deepen relationships, improve financial cooperation with others, and bring serious conversations about trust, commitments, and shared responsibilities. It makes one-on-one bonds more intense and more revealing. The 8th house rulership of Mercury brings joint financial matters directly into partnership discussions. You may be negotiating about shared assets, dividing responsibilities around money, or dealing with a financial agreement that involves another party. The 11th house connection means gains through partnerships are on the table. If there is a deal to be made that will bring you financial benefit, this conjunction period is when the conversation is most likely to advance. Push forward on important partnership and business discussions from May 15th to May 29th. Saturn in Pisces is in your 5th house for Scorpio individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 7th house. Saturn aspecting the 7th house is a serious influence on relationships and partnerships. It adds weight, responsibility, and sometimes a testing quality to one-on-one interactions. Existing relationships may feel more demanding or burdensome under Saturn's eye. Partnerships that are not built on solid foundations may show cracks. If a business deal looks too easy or too good, Saturn's aspect on the 7th house is a reminder to read the fine print. Relationships that survive Saturn's scrutiny this month are genuine and built to last. Mars is in Aries, your 6th house, during this entire Sun transit. Mars in the 6th for Scorpio is particularly strong since Mars rules your chart, and it is in a powerful position to overcome obstacles, rivals, and challenges through sheer drive and hard work. This is good news even as relationship and partnership matters may feel complicated under Sun in the 7th with Saturn's aspect. Your ability to handle workplace challenges, overcome enemies, and push through difficulties is strong. Overall, for Scorpio individuals, this Sun transit is fundamentally about making your partnerships work for your career and financial ambitions. Communicate clearly, negotiate wisely, and maintain your integrity in one-on-one dealings. For Sagittarius, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 6th house. The 6th house is the house of daily work, service, routine, health, debts, obstacles, competition, and conflict. It is one of the houses that astrology traditionally calls a dust hana or difficult house, meaning it carries inherent challenges. When Sun moves into your 6th house, it activates all of these themes for one full month, and your attention is pulled firmly toward work, health, and the various obstacles that need to be overcome. Sun in the 6th house is not all negative. Sun, the planet of authority and power, when placed here, actually gives you the strength to fight and overcome. Think of it as the king entering the battlefield. The challenges of the 6th house are real, but Sun gives you the firepower to tackle them head-on. You become more assertive at your workplace, more driven to resolve disputes, and more capable of pushing through the grind. If you have been dealing with a lingering problem, a work conflict, or a competitive situation that has been unresolved, this transit pushes you to confront it directly. Taurus is the sign of wealth and material comfort, but in the 6th house, this combination takes on an interesting quality. The financial themes of Taurus in the 6th house are connected to daily work, service earnings, and the grind of effort-based income. You are not accumulating wealth easily this month. You are working for it, and the work is visible and demanding. Your earnings during this period are directly tied to your service, your effort, and your ability to navigate challenges in your daily professional environment. Taurus in the 6th also has a tendency to make comfort the motivation for hard work. You are grinding this month precisely because you want the financial security and luxurious stability that Taurus represents, and the 6th house is making you earn it honestly. Sun rules your 9th house for Sagittarius since Leo falls there. The 9th house is your house of luck, fortune, and the higher guidance that shapes your destiny. When the 9th house lord, your planet of luck, moves into the 6th house of obstacles and challenges, there is a temporary grounding of fortune. Luck this month requires effort rather than arriving spontaneously. The shortcuts that the 9th house sometimes offers are not available during this transit. Whatever you want to achieve, you will need to roll up your sleeves and put in real, consistent work. The fortunate news is that Sun in the 6th house does give you the inner strength and authority to do exactly that. Health is a significant theme, and Sun in the 6th house demands that you take it seriously. The 6th house governs the physical body from the perspective of illness and healing, and with Sun here in the stable and comfort-oriented sign of Taurus, there is a tendency to ignore health issues until they become impossible to ignore. Do not fall into this trap. If you have been putting off a medical checkup or have a recurring issue that you have been managing through willpower alone, address it directly this month. Taurus can make you stubborn about admitting physical vulnerability, and Sun's authority can make you feel invincible. The reality of the 6th house is that it humbles you if you ignore its signals. Competition and rivals are another 6th house theme that becomes prominent with Sun here. In professional spaces, you may find that competitors or colleagues who work against your interests become more active or noticeable during this transit. Sun in the 6th house gives you the power to overcome them through direct, competent action rather than avoidance. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 6th house. For Sagittarius individuals, Mercury rules your 7th house of partnerships and your 10th house of career. Mercury in the 6th house alongside Sun creates a sharp, direct communication style in your daily work environment. Workplace conversations are authoritative and sometimes intense. You are very clear about what you want and how you want work done. This can be effective in managing teams or handling professional disputes, but be mindful of being perceived as overly aggressive in how you communicate at work. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 7th house and Mercury in your 6th house form a sign exchange between partnerships and daily work. This can improve business collaborations, practical teamwork, relationship communication, and the ability to solve problems with another person. It can also make your relationship life more focused on duty, clarity, and useful conversation. The 10th house rulership of Mercury is highly significant here. Career matters are directly linked to your daily work environment and the challenges you navigate this month. Professional reputation is built or tested through how you handle the service and obstacle-related themes of the 6th house. If you step up, take on the difficult tasks, and resolve workplace challenges with authority, your career benefits from it. Saturn in Pisces is in your 4th house for Sagittarius individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 6th house. Saturn aspecting your 6th house from the 4th house adds a heavy layer of responsibility to your daily work and home environment. On one hand, it can add to your workload and increase the demands placed on you in your daily professional environment. On the other hand, this aspect is actually good for overcoming enemies, rivals, and obstacles. Saturn lends its disciplining, grinding energy to the 6th house, which is a naturally competitive house. If you are in a battle, professional or otherwise, Saturn's aspect here actually supports your ability to win through persistence and sustained effort. Venus and Jupiter in Gemini in your 7th house bring pleasant energy to business partnerships and relationships. Mars in Aries in your 5th house is active in creative and speculative matters. Overall, for Sagittarius individuals, this Sun transit is about hard work, health vigilance, and proving your competence through the grind. The rewards come to those who stay disciplined and do not shy away from the 6th house demands this month. For Capricorn, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 5th house. The 5th house is one of the most joyful and fertile houses in astrology. It governs education, intelligence, creativity, children, romance, speculation, and the expression of your unique voice and talent. When Sun moves into the 5th house, it illuminates all of these themes, and for 1 month your focus turns toward intellectual and creative expression, your children, your romantic life, and the things in life that bring genuine joy. Sun in the 5th house gives you natural authority and confidence in creative and intellectual settings. There is a heightened sense of ego expression through your talents, your ideas, and your intelligence. You want to be recognized for what you know and what you create. This is a time when your voice carries more weight in educational or creative contexts, when your opinions and ideas are taken more seriously, and when leadership in intellectual or creative spheres comes naturally. If you are an educator, content creator, artist, writer, or anyone whose professional value is tied to their creative or intellectual output, Sun in the 5th house energizes that identity significantly. Taurus flowing through the 5th house adds a materially grounded quality to your creative and educational pursuits. Taurus is the sign of wealth and tangible assets, and when it colors the 5th house, your creativity and intelligence are driven at least in part by financial motivation. You want your creative work to translate into real, tangible income and stability. You want your education to produce measurable, material results. The Taurus quality in the 5th house also means there is a certain sensory richness to your creative expression this month. You are drawn to beautiful, luxurious, or pleasurable forms of creativity. The arts, music, culinary skills, aesthetic design, and similar pursuits resonate strongly. Children are a significant theme with Sun in the 5th house. If you have children, they come under your close attention this month. Their education, their development, and their well-being are matters that you take very seriously. Sun being the planet of authority in the 5th house can also mean you become more authoritative in how you engage with children, which needs to be balanced with warmth. The goal is to guide and inspire, not just to assert control. Sun rules your 8th house for Capricorn since Leo falls there. The 8th house represents transformation, hidden matters, sudden events, and joint finances. When the 8th house lord moves into the 5th house, the creative and educational sphere of your life takes on a depth and intensity that goes beyond the surface. Your learning and creative work this month is not casual. It goes deep. There is a research quality to your intellectual activity, a desire to understand things at a level that most people do not bother with. You may be drawn to subjects that are complex, mysterious, or transformative. Higher-level academic work, investigative creative projects, or deeply personal creative expression all fit this combination. Romance is also colored by the 8th house Sun influence in the 5th. Romantic interactions during this period may carry an intensity or seriousness that goes beyond light flirtation. There is emotional depth in romantic dynamics this month. Existing relationships may go through a transformation, and new attractions may feel unusually powerful and faded. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 5th house. For Capricorn individuals, Mercury rules your 6th house of work and service, and your 9th house of luck and higher education. This is a remarkable conjunction for intellectual pursuits. Your mind is at its sharpest during this 2-week period. The ability to process complex information, communicate sophisticated ideas, and engage in high-level educational or creative work is genuinely elevated. Sun-Mercury conjunction in the 5th house for Capricorn individuals, with Mercury ruling the 9th house of higher learning, is a combination that strongly supports advanced study, research, and knowledge-based creative work. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 6th house and Mercury in your 5th house form a sign exchange between work and creativity. This can help you bring talent into daily service, make your work more enjoyable, and use skill, intelligence, and creativity in practical ways. It is also good for work-related creativity, writing, planning, and problem-solving. Saturn in Pisces is in your 3rd house for Capricorn individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 5th house. Saturn aspecting the 5th house adds a disciplining and serious quality to 5th house matters. Saturn is your 1st and 2nd house lord for Capricorn individuals, and its aspect on the 5th house introduces discipline, delay, and a slowing quality to 5th house matters. Your creative output may feel slower or more labored. Academic pursuits may require more sustained effort and concentration. If you have children, there may be some additional responsibility or challenge connected to their education or well-being during this period. Venus and Jupiter in Gemini in your 6th house bring a pleasant and expansive quality to daily work. Mars is in Aries, your 4th house, during this entire Sun transit. Mars in the 4th house can bring some heat and friction to your domestic environment. There may be disagreements at home, a desire to renovate or reorganize your living space assertively, or some restlessness in your home life that feels hard to settle. Combined with Sun in the 5th, you may find that the creative and educational energy you are feeling needs a calm domestic base to express itself from, and Mars in the 4th is not always providing that calmness. Be patient and measured in your home environment during this period. Overall, for Capricorn individuals, this Sun transit is intellectually rich, creatively deep, and personally engaging. The 5th house is a house of joy and Sun is lighting it up. Lean into your creative and intellectual gifts this month. The rewards are real. For Aquarius, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 4th house. The 4th house is one of the foundational houses in astrology. It governs your home, your mother, real estate, land, vehicles, emotional security, and the inner peace that comes from having a stable domestic base. When Sun moves into the 4th house, the soul's attention turns inward and downward, toward roots, security, and the foundations of your life. Sun in the 4th house creates a strong focus on your home environment and domestic life. You will feel a pull to spend more time at home, to take care of your living space, or to deal with matters that are directly related to property, or your mother. There is also an authority dynamic that comes with Sun in the 4th. You may become more assertive or controlling within your home environment. Family members may notice that you are taking a stronger stance on domestic matters. This can be productive if it means stepping up to handle something important at home. It can be challenging if it becomes a power struggle within the family. Taurus flowing through the 4th house is actually a very natural combination because Taurus is an earth sign deeply connected to land, property, and material security, and the 4th house is the natural house of home and real estate. This means the Taurus themes of wealth and material comfort are expressed very directly in the 4th house. Your home is the asset. Property and real estate are the financial focus. If you have been thinking about purchasing property, selling a home, renovating your existing space, or making a significant investment in your living situation, this Sun transit in Taurus in your 4th house is one of the most activated periods of the year for those intentions. Vehicles, which are also represented by the 4th house, may come into focus. A purchase of a vehicle, a repair, or a decision about transportation may arise during this month. Taurus's love for quality and comfort means that whatever you invest in for your home or transport during this period, you will want it to be built to last and feel luxurious. Your mother carries a significant presence in this transit. Sun represents authority and the paternal principle, but in the 4th house it also illuminates the mother's role in your life. Your attention toward your mother increases. There may be a health matter involving her, a financial matter concerning her, or simply a period where your relationship with her requires more of your time and energy. Since Taurus is a sign associated with wealth and comfort, the financial or material security of the home and of your mother may be specifically at issue. Sun rules your 7th house for Aquarius since Leo falls there. The 7th house is the house of partnerships, your spouse, and business relationships. When the 7th house lord transits the 4th house, your partner enters the domestic sphere very prominently. Decisions about home, property, and family life during this period are heavily influenced by or made in conjunction with your partner. If you are married, your spouse may take a leadership role in domestic decisions, or there may be significant conversations between the two of you about your home, your family future, or property matters. This connection between the 7th and 4th house through Sun can also mean that business partnership matters are affecting your home life, or that a business decision has a direct domestic consequence. If you are making a career or business move that impacts your living situation, this transit period is when that connection becomes most visible. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your 4th house. For Aquarius individuals, Mercury rules your 5th house of creativity and children, and your 8th house of transformation and joint finances. This conjunction in the 4th house brings a sharp, intellectually active energy into your home environment. Conversations at home during this window are numerous, deep, and sometimes intense. There may be important family discussions about finances, property, children, or shared resources. Since Mercury rules the 8th house, a conversation about joint finances or an inheritance matter within the family setting is possible. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your 5th house and Mercury in your 4th house form a sign exchange between creativity and home. This can beautify the home, deepen emotional comfort, and bring creative thinking into domestic matters. It is also useful for romance, family harmony, and any work done from home. The 5th house connection through Mercury also brings children into the domestic focus. Their education, their activities at home, or a creative project being developed within the home environment may become a significant part of the household energy during this conjunction. Saturn in Pisces is in your 2nd house for Aquarius individuals, and its 3rd aspect lands on Taurus, your 4th house. This is a significant configuration. Saturn in your 2nd house of family wealth is already placing some restriction on finances. Saturn then casting its aspect on your 4th house, where Sun in Taurus is activating home and property matters, adds a layer of delay and responsibility to those domestic plans. A property purchase or home investment may face bureaucratic delays, valuation issues, or financing challenges. Home matters require patience and a long-term perspective. Saturn does not block permanently, but it demands discipline and thoroughness. Venus and Jupiter are in Gemini in your 5th house during the early part of this transit, bringing positive energy to children and creative matters. Mars in Aries in your 3rd house sharpens your communication and boldness. Overall, for Aquarius individuals, this Sun transit is about home, property, the domestic partnership dynamic, and the material security of your foundation. Root yourself, handle your domestic responsibilities with authority, and keep your home-related financial decisions grounded and patient. For Pisces, Sun is entering Taurus, and Taurus is your 3rd house. The 3rd house governs communication, short-distance travel, siblings, courage, initiative, writing, and the efforts you put in through your own hands and will. When Sun moves into the 3rd house, the soul's energy turns outward through self-effort. You become assertive, communicative, and willing to take initiative. This is a transit that activates your voice, your courage, and your desire to make things happen through direct personal effort. Sun in the 3rd house gives you a fiery, authoritative communication style. You speak with conviction, and people feel the weight of what you say. There is a desire to be the authority in conversations, to have your perspective heard and respected. In professional settings, this can be very useful. It makes you persuasive, clear, and confident in how you articulate your ideas and your value. You are not passive in conversations this month. You assert, you direct, and you lead through what you say. Taurus flowing through the 3rd house adds a materially motivated quality to your efforts and communication. Taurus is the sign of wealth, luxury, and financial security. In the 3rd house, this means your initiatives, your daily efforts, and your communication are driven by the desire for financial reward and material improvement. You are working and reaching out not just for the sake of activity but because you want real, tangible results that improve your financial and material life. The Taurus energy in the 3rd house also means your communication style has a sensory richness to it. You speak about things that are concrete, real, and materially valuable. Abstract philosophizing is not your mode this month. You are practical, grounded, and results-oriented in how you express yourself. Siblings are a relevant theme with Sun in the 3rd house. Sun represents authority, and when it is in the house of siblings, your interaction with a brother or sister may carry an authoritative tone, either you taking a leadership role with a sibling or a matter involving a sibling requiring your direct involvement. There could be a financial or practical matter that pulls you and a sibling into close coordination during this transit. Short travels are also activated. Sun in the third house in Taurus can bring one or more short trips that are tied to either professional purpose or the desire to seek comfort and pleasure. Taurus loves beautiful, pleasant environments, and the third house travel energy during this transit may take you to a place that offers that quality. Sun rules your sixth house for Pisces since Leo falls there. The sixth house represents daily work, service, health, debts, obstacles, and competition. When the sixth house lord moves into the third house of self-effort and communication, it creates a direct connection between your work challenges and your personal initiative. The obstacles and daily work grind of the sixth house are now being actively addressed through the effort and communication energy of the third house. You are not sitting back and hoping work problems resolve themselves. You are taking the initiative, speaking up, and dealing with work-related challenges directly and personally. This transit gives you the courage to have difficult professional conversations, to address conflicts at work, and to assert your position in competitive situations. Health-related matters may also come up in communication form. A medical consultation, a discussion about a health plan, or outreach related to a health service may take place this month. Since the sixth house lord is in the third house, health is something you are actively engaged in through communication and short travel, perhaps visiting a clinic, a therapist, or a health specialist. Mercury is transiting Taurus alongside Sun from May 15th to May 29th, forming Sun-Mercury conjunction in your third house. For Pisces individuals, Mercury rules your fourth house of home and mother, and your seventh house of relationships and business partnerships. When Mercury joins Sun in your third house, the communication energy is supercharged. You are extraordinarily articulate during this 2-week window. The combination of Sun's authority and Mercury's intelligence in the third house makes your words both powerful and sharp. The seventh house rulership of Mercury is particularly interesting here. Business communication, partner-related conversations, and any negotiation or discussion involving a key counterpart are highly favored during this conjunction period. Your ability to communicate in a way that advances a business relationship or partnership is at its peak. From May 15th to May 29th, Venus in your fourth house and Mercury in your third house form a sign exchange between home and communication. This can bring better communication within the family, more comfort in the domestic environment, and a stronger link between your ideas, your voice, and your emotional base. It supports writing, learning, and peaceful home life. Saturn is in Pisces, which is your own first house. This is an important ongoing transit. Saturn in your first house is a multi-year influence that places disciplinary demands on your personal health, your physical body, and your overall life direction. For this Sun transit, Saturn in the first house aspects Taurus, your third house, through its third aspect. Saturn aspecting your third house during this Sun transit means your self-efforts and communication face delays, extra effort requirements, or structural challenges. Things that should be simple, like getting a response, finalizing a short trip plan, or completing a communication task, may take longer than expected. Saturn slows the third house down. But the discipline and authority you bring to your efforts under Saturn's eye ensures that what you accomplish this month has substance. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini in your fourth house bring warmth and expansiveness to your home environment during the early part of this transit. Mars in Aries in your second house brings intensity and assertiveness to financial matters and family interactions. Overall, for Pisces individuals, this Sun transit is about active, courageous self-effort, sharp and purposeful communication, and using your voice to overcome work-related challenges and advance your material goals. Speak boldly, act consistently, and let Taurus remind you that slow, steady effort in the direction of real wealth and comfort is always the right direction to move in. As we conclude this episode, please keep in mind that these insights are based on the sidereal zodiac system used in Vedic astrology, which differs from the tropical system by approximately 24 degrees. These are general predictions. The real impact depends on your dasha cycles and your individual birth chart. For a personalized analysis or consultation, feel free to reach out. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And now you can also hype this video to boost it within the community. Your support helps this knowledge reach more people who may benefit. Thank you for watching. Stay aware, keep learning, and keep shining bright.